After a couple of weeks of hard work, the engine is back in. The car had its first start, but now it's time for the first drive. So, in this video I will show you what it takes after putting the engine in to make sure you can drive safely for the first time. And with every video that I make, there are some points that doesn't go to plan. And you will see later in the video what I mean by that. And yes, it needs a lot of work to get it into this state again. I bought a new tool. It's a vacuum filler. I will show you right now. Here is the contraption, coolant line to the vacuum filler, air line, and then we go to the coolant tank. But before I can fill the car up with coolant again, I have to install those two lines. Ongeveer rond 1 minuut. So you can see me here connecting the hard lines that are underneath the car to the engine block. And yeah, I'm a little bit wrestling with all the lines that are in the way to make sure the clamps fit right on the lines like that. So you also see the small lines. The small lines go to the heater core, I believe, and are the bypasses from the bigger lines. So I put the lines back, the compressor is back on, creating a vacuum when I open up the valves. First time I use this, so I don't know what is going to happen, but we will see. If I open this valve, there should be the air comes from the hose on top and blows down to the bottom, and because of that there creates a vacuum in the system from the blue line back to the left side of this device. So that's what you're seeing now. Okay. Assuming that at the end of the green it is the right pressure. Now we're going to see if the car or the cooling system is holding its pressure. And the air you hear is from over there. And let's also check underneath the car. So the pipes are completely sucked together. it's not holding that well. This is the moment I should have stopped and checked the system, because on one of the two pipes I installed underneath the car, clamp was loose. It is this connection over here, because the back one or the top one over here that didn't go all the way in because of this this plate over here. I think it will be good. So when I open this the other way, the coolant is sucked into the system, but I have to keep a watch on the tank, because I don't want to suck in any more air than that was already in the line here. And I believe the auto parts store owner told me that there's 17.5 liters that goes into the system when it's completely empty. Filled to the max. So now we are going to see, if we let it run later in the video, if it's good enough, or if we need to fill a little bit more. So this is the tool I just used for the vacuum filling, and it comes with all different sizes, or for different cars. But now I also have a second new tool, and that is this one. And I already connected it to the brake booster over here, because we still have to let the air out of the slave cylinder from the clutch pedal. So that's what the job for now, or to do next. Then this one, and when we open it up, we should okay. So after trying to bleed the clutch pedal, it didn't work out all by myself like I thought it will be with the pump, but yeah, I will do that off camera when somebody is here to help me. But now let's start with reassembling everything on the rear underneath the car, and we start on the offside. I still have a lot of bolts still laying around, so let's put them back in, and also tighten everything up. So these bolts are adjustable, and because I had them loose, I still have to bring the car to a garage to do a new alignment. Luckily, it's tight. Now I will do the other side off camera, because it's completely the same. Now it's time to put in the brace, and I do that by starting with, try to put it in place, and then put in one of the bolts. So this brace supports the axles on the rear and connects them. And then we go to the other side. Now back on this side and put the top bolt in. And this one isn't the easiest. So on the other side I also put the two bolts in. Now there's one more brace, and that one is, I will show you, this one. This one goes over here, and I believe it goes also on like this, but I'm not sure. Because it also is possible it goes on like this. But I think it goes on like this. And this one needs to be on before the exhaust. Because after that you can't put it in place anymore. I leave it loose like this, so when I'm putting the exhaust back, it's easier to maneuver everything. Let's install the exhaust. I just put the exhaust on this cart because it was really heavy, and you will see shortly it's not the easiest thing to put back all by yourself. I'm really struggling, but in the end it goes in just like I want it to. Let's just put some nuts on the end of the struts, just to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. And again, I'm completely out of breath. Yes. Okay. Now the back. just like that. That's what we want. Yes, it's in on its own power or strength or bolts, nuts. 2 more bolts, and they are underneath over here. 1 and 2. Yes. Only one thing left to do, and that is tighten the bolts and the nuts on the manifold, and also connect the O2 sensor. And that is the exhaust almost completely installed, because I hope you guys can see it. When you look in there, you see the black plug, and here is the cable for the O2 sensor. And connected. So now that the exhaust is on and the coolant is in and I reconnected the battery, we should run the engine on, let it warm up until the right temperature. And probably the coolant is also going to lower in the tank, so we can fill it up right then. And also, off camera, I have filled up the steering fluid, because also the lines were disconnected underneath the car. It's a little bit full right now, but I think that the engine needs to run to bleed that system. Let's try, right? Yes. Press the brake. That didn't sound that nice. Let's try again. The last time it ran a lot better than now. Let me check. So after bleeding the clutch with my father-in-law and looking into the car, what was wrong, why it wouldn't stay running, I went online and there I find that it probably was the mass airflow sensor. So I take a look and I will show you right now. And hopefully you guys can see it, because the connection over there was loose. And that's why it wouldn't run. Now I managed to put the pipe back on the mass airflow sensor. And after that the car ran perfectly again, even with all the O2 sensors in. But then the next problem came up, and that was the fuel line. So this fuel line I forgot to take off while I was lowering the old engine, and normally this piece sits right here, but yeah, it broke, or not broke, but there was a crack. And so there was leaking quite a bit of fuel, and I will show you where the fuel went. So the fuel leaked down from on this side of the engine block and leaked onto the exhaust. Luckily the exhaust was not that hot, so no problems over there. But now I need to fix that fuel line. So this piece is press fit in. I don't think I can put it in manually. So I'm going to the parts store shortly to ask them if they have a tool for this to put it in, because the fuel line is quite a hard line. And I don't want to heat it up to make it fit. And in the worst case scenario, I can take it from the old car and put it on this one. But because I'm going to the parts store, it's also a good moment to drain the oil. And I need that little copper washer for the drain plug. It looks like the ring is still connected over there. So I was grabbing my screwdriver to take the ring out, but it's already in the oil container. Really nice. There it is. That's the one I need. That's the ring I needed. So now I go to the parts store and see you guys in a little bit. So I have some good news and I have some bad news. Good news first. I have the new ring for the oil plug. So that's what we are going to finish first, and I will tell you the bad news a little bit later. So let's start by also taking off the filter. Oh man. Ring. This one pops in. New ring is over here. Make sure it's covered in oil. That's that. Now we going to put the crush washer back. Just like that. That should be it. And now we only have to fill it with some new oil. So this should be going in around 8.5 liters to make sure that everything is in the engine and inside the sump. So let's address the not so good news. There isn't a special tool to press fit this back into the fuel line. The parts shop owner told me the only thing you can try is heat it up, the line and also the fitting, and then push it back in, and yeah, hopefully it will work. That's the only thing I can try right now. So we'll see what happens. So the first thing I want to do is take a little bit more from the sheeting off. Here everything looks good. I just want to make sure it's straight. Now it is. Okay, well, it did work. I mean, it is completely in. But the question now is it in enough? So I will let it cool down for a minute, and then we'll reinstall it and see what's going to happen. So the moment of truth is there. I just put a camera over here that is directly on the fuel line, and yeah, we're going to see if my fix is working or not. So let's get into the car. Twist the key just a little. There we go. So it's in neutral. And it runs again. But I'm also going to turn it off directly because I want to check if there's any fuel leaking or not. Doesn't look like it, but I will check the camera or the other camera. So just check the footage from the other camera and it doesn't look like there's fuel coming out. It's finally time to start the engine, and let's see if we can run it up to its normal operation temperature. Still no leak from the fuel, so that's good. Underneath the car, also everything looks good. This is condensation. The smoke is some old oil that is coming off. Coolant tank is dropping slowly. It's looking good. No faults on the dash. So, after the first try, I decided to bleed the system again, and now it's on the right temperature. So the coolant fans are on, both on the front. And as you can see, the temp is at around 100, I think. Engine still doing well. Condensation is gone. Fuel line is still good. I think we're there. I just let it run for a couple of minutes longer to see if the temp stays that good. Oh yeah. That looks like it's a little bit too hot right now. So let me turn off the car and let it cool down for a minute. So I run it again for a couple of minutes after some squeezing in the flexible lines, pipes, and now it looks like it's holding its temp at the right temperature. So really stoked about that. I had it running for about 5 minutes now. It looks good. Both of the ventilators are on at front. I think that's it. The only problem I still have is that the heating inside is still cold, so I think that there's still some air in the system from the heater core, but maybe that goes out while driving. So now we go to the back and finish the car. So here I am trying to install this sway bar, but I couldn't get one of the bolts in on the right side, so I've taken it completely off and tried it again, and as you can see right now it's going pretty well and almost there. So after the sway bar I thought, well, let's put these struts on. They also support the axle from the axle support itself to the body of the car. Can you already spot the fault? Oh shit. So I take the skid plate off, take the bolts out from the axle supports and try to maneuver the skid plate back in its place, and after that put the struts back in the right place. And here you can see me putting in the bumper crash bar, but I didn't really have a good angle on it. So now it's time for the bumper itself. If you look good on the bumper, then you see a lot of scratches. That's because the bumper fell when it was off the car into the street and made a lot of ugly scratches in it. But the bumper is only held on with 3 screws at the top, 2 in every corner in the wheel well, and then I believe 5 screws underneath the car. Now that the bumper is back on, it's time for the wing. And finally, the rear lights. Now, first let's see if the wing works. Yes. Almost the whole car is back together. It's off the jacks, on the floor again. The rear engine compartment, I will leave it like this because I want to check the fuel line still. But it's time for the first drive in my Porsche 986 Boxster. I'm pretty happy right now. So it's currently dark outside, but I didn't want to wait to ride the first couple of meters. And right off the bat, the clutch isn't fully how do you call it? Fully bled. Oh man, this is cool. Third gear. Fourth gear. This is so cool. First time riding a real Porsche. So cool. That was the first drive of my Porsche Boxster after I swapped the engine. Now, I'm really stoked to put some more miles on this car, but there was a small little problem. One is the engine light came on when I did a drive with my son, and the second is the clutch pedal isn't correctly bleeded, so that's something I have to fix before it goes to the MOT center. But I'm going to make an appointment. It's Saturday now, so hopefully somewhere next week it goes for an MOT. The drive will be a little bit longer, and after it's past the MOT I'm going to drive it a lot more. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please put a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.